Hi class, can you hear my voice?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll give you the password to record your attendance. Hold on, let me open the, I need to open the attendance to give you the password.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so this, okay, please go to Spectrum to record your own attendance using this password. If it is working, let me know. If you have done with your attendance, type in the message and let me know that you have done with that. Okay, done, right? Okay, good. For today's side, there are two parts of things. Okay, so if you open the Spectrum, there is a folder called Lab 1, right? In Lab 1, there are two files you can download. Basically, Lab 1, I just want to tell you what are the text editor and also the how to set up the server environment. So this is for Lab 1 and also the guidelines will help you to set up the development server using Zen. Okay. After you download the files, right, under Lab, for text editor, because for us to write HTML and PHP, you can install some text editor to help you to write the codes, to help you to write, have a place to write the codes, and also normally if you use this kind of text editor, they can also help you to check the syntax, this and that. And there are two text editors that are I myself always use it, or some other students also, they also like to use it. So but not limit to these two. You can also use other text editor. If you want to use Visual Studio Code, if you prefer Visual Studio Code, then you can come to this website to download it. Okay, so this is you can download for Windows. Of course, they also support other OS as well. You can, if you are using Linux or you are using Mac, you scroll down, you can also download for Mac and download for Linux, not only Windows. So if you, let's say after you install it, okay, I think I have to change this one. Okay, if it looks like something like this and you click it, you can open the text editor. Okay, it will looks like something like this for the editor. So if let's say you open any files or any folder or any files, so let's say if I open some files here, then it will shows me the code. You can start writing the code, or if you want to open a new file, you can open it. Okay, then you can save the file as HTML. So let's say this one. Okay, so I save a new file here. So you can this is more like text editor. If you want to change something, like let's say you want to change it to so this is to allow you to if you for HTML, right, if you double click, it will automatically open in your default browser. Okay, so this is just showing you some of the this is the HTML page that just now I edited. Okay, so something like of course later we will learn more on the coding. So this is, I just want to quickly show you how the text editor look like. For Visual Studio Code, right, I'm not sure because some of the in the previous sessions also there are some students also they ask me which one is better. So it's of course it is up to you, because I believe some students already have experience in web programming. If you already have the text editor that you already used to use it, you not necessarily must use Visual Studio Fast. For Notepad Fast, it will look like this. So it is up to you. So this is the files that I already opened. So it looks like this. And of course, there are also some other, you can also have some macro or add some plugins to it. It's up to you which one you think is you are more comfortable with. If you are in the lab guidelines, I also shows you that if let's say after you install, if you have never used Visual Studio Code before, advice is you can go through some of their videos, introductory videos, to get started. Even if you before you install, if let's say you don't know anything, you are not confident, watch the video first before you install it. And after that, how to use their code the editors. There are a few videos that give you some quick startup if you like to watch video. If you don't like, you prefer just go through the setup process, this and that, then you can click there are a lot of links here, there are informations here as well. Okay, so you feel free, and if you want user guide, if you come to the documents, right, there are a lot of user guides or tutorials, this and that. So if you want to know how to do the basic editing, they already give you some guidelines. Another things about Visual Studio Code is they have a lot of extensions to support us. If let's say we are running because it can also support like PHP, can support some Python, this and that. So sometimes if let's say you want to, they have a lot of extensions, free extensions that you can add in to support when you are doing the code editing. If you use this extension, sometimes they will help you to run the code or help you to do the debugging, this and that. So if you are interested to know more about extensions, you will click here, right? Basically, you can see some of the extensions, and they also will show you is it free. Then if you click in, they will explain to you what is the purpose of this extension. Okay, so you can explore some of it. You can explore what are the extensions for HTML, for CSS, for PHP, something like that. It's up to you. So you can see whether you think there's any extensions that can you yourself feel you like it or not. There are also so you can explore from here. So once you found something that you like, you can come to the extension market now. This button, so you can search it and install it. So for example, I just want to show you one of the extensions that I have installed. For example, normally, right, if we have any files, we cannot really run the HTML file or connect it directly to the browser. So if you want to, there's an extension called Open in Default Browser. So if you install this extension and when you right click and click Open in Default Browser, right, this HTML code will automatically open in browser when you are using your editor. And you can see that they already have set up some localhost, which is under, and this is the port number used by the Visual Studio Code. Okay, and they will run the files for you to, they will open the file from browser. So if you, for HTML, of course, you can, when you double click, it will automatically run to your browser, right? For recording class, normally, right, recording, right, I will start the recording if I want to, because the reason why I didn't start this recording is because I already record the session for the previous lab. That's why it's the same thing. So I didn't do the recording. And if you want me to record any sessions, it's better for the lecturers to initiate the recording, because there are some issues before when the recording is done by the student, right? Sometimes the video will expire after sometimes, because sometimes we have some copyright issues. So if you really want to do the recording, you can let me know. I can click the recording, but because I already record the first session, it's the same thing. So that's the reason why I didn't record it again for your sessions, because you can watch the same sessions. Okay, so for Visual when we double click the HTML file, it will automatically run and open. You can see this is from our directory, from the locations that we store the file. So if you open in the browser, if you have this one, right, the open in default browser, basically these extensions will open for you straight away from the browser, and you can, if you want to know more details of these extensions, you can search here to understand what is this open. Okay, open in default browser. If you are interested to know more detail. Okay, so this is the one that I installed. Of course, there are different extensions that can also help you to view in browser. So there are a lot. So when you that's what I mean, that when you use Visual Studio Code, they have a lot of interesting extensions that you can use. Of course, if you are very new to it, try to go through some of their tutorials to know their features, because sometimes the more that you know about the features, that you can fully utilize the platform, the editor. So this is another link that I click. There are some of the things that you can check on the videos, setups and that. Okay, so this is one thing that you can do. For if let's say you are interested to install any extensions, come here. Like let's say if let's say you're interested in this, then you can click install. But sometimes some of the installations, there are some steps that you have to do some configure to make some changes to some files. So you need to go through, make sure that if you want to install any extension, go through their guidelines first before you install it. Okay, and you need to know there are certain extensions require you to make some changes. So make sure you check first, and also the licensing, this and that. Okay, so this is if you after the one that you have installed, right, you will put under the install. So this is the one recommended. You can also search the extension here. So if let's say you found any interesting extensions that you plan to download, if let's say you already explore, then you found that okay, I'm interested to have this, you can come here to install it. Okay, when you click it, make sure that you go through. Is there any things that they will tell you that how you install it and how you can open the command or certain things? So you have to make sure you understand the what is this extension and any things that you need to configure or change. Okay, so you can go through. There are a lot of interesting extensions. Of course, you can explore more. Okay, so this is for Visual Studio Code. For Notepad++, normally I just use a basic one, but I knew they actually have a lot of things, including they also can do some recording, this and that. You can also send like Visual Studio Code. If you want to use Notepad++, try to go to their, under Notepad++, right, I also show you the user manual, so you can also click it. After you do the installations, you can also look at their user manual to know how to use some of their macros. What are the macros they have? How you can do some shells extension if you have something like of your preferences. Anything, how you can do the setup, this and that. Anything that can help you to work more efficiently. If let's say you want to do some automation for macro, then they also have something that they can support. So you are free to use any text editor, but for the one that you are interested to use, I will advise that if possible, spend some time to understand how it works and fully utilize their features, because most of them, they have quite a lot of features that you can actually use it. Like for example, for Visual Studio Code, right, you can also link to your Git to do the version control. You can also install Git to do version control on your coding. So you can explore how to use it after you install it. But if you already have a text editor that you always use, you can stick to it. For the server-side development, right, I want you to install Xen first to try whether your laptop can install Xen successfully or not. Xen is one of the popular PHP development environment. So when you install XAMPP, right, you click this website, you can come to the XAMPP. You can, if you are using Windows, click this. Linux, this one, or for Mac OS, you click this. So all can support these 3 OS. So for XAMPP, right, when you install XAMPP, you straight away install the whole stack already. You install the Apache web server. You also install the Mariadb and PHP. So 3 things that we are going to use in the class will be installed for you already. So for Mariadb, right, it is actually an extension from MySQL, the community versions of MySQL. So it is actually same as MySQL, although the name is Mariadb. But it is meant for free and open source, but it's also is same as the MySQL, although the name is different. So when we install, after you've done the installation, if you have never used to do the development server setup, once you finish the installations, right? If you are not confident, there are a few ways that you can. I have prepared a guidelines to assist you for the XAMPP installation. Okay, so you can download, and this is some screenshot as step-by-step guide. Okay, so you can follow the steps, but it's actually very simple, just next, then already finished. But the important things that after you done the installation, right, I want you to do the testing. So this one you already done. Once you have done it, okay, once you have done because just next, once you finish it, the important thing is I want you to test whether your XAMPP working correctly or not. Okay, so once you have done for the XAMPP, right, I want you to open the control panel. If you click, you search, right, if you install it successfully, correctly, when you search XAMPP, it will show you the control panel. When you click it, your control panel will appear exactly same like this screenshot. Of course, you will have a newer version than my one. My one is the older version already, so you won't get the exact same version like my one. So the one that we are going to use in the class, we are going to use the Apache web server. After you've done the installation, I want you to check whether everything installed properly or not. Click start, check whether can run or not. If can run, that means you install successfully. Then click start to check MySQL can run or not. If can run, successful. You can see the green color here, right? Both install successfully. Then next, after you install successfully, these are some additional setup. If you want to configure, you can configure. But scroll down to the testing. I want you to come to this page to test whether your installation. So click start, don't stop it, click start, go to the browser. Okay, so if you see in the guidelines, right, you can either type localhost or this IP. So up to you. Test whether it is working correctly or not. If you install successfully after you start the web server, you will be redirected to this dashboard. This is the XAMPP default dashboard. If you install it successfully, when you click and when you type localhost, it will link you to this dashboard. Okay, so to test whether your MySQL successful or not, click this button, PHP MyAdmin, click it. If it opens the PHP MyAdmin, the MySQL, the management system, the database management system for MySQL, for Mariadb, you will see this page. So you can see the database server type Mariadb here. That means it shows that if you can open this like this, after you start the MySQL, it means that you have installed your server successfully. Because then we will do all the configurations for you automatically, so you save a lot of your time. So I want you, because although we are not using it next week, we will use it after a few weeks, but I want you to install first. At least if you got any problem next week, you can ask me. Okay, and another thing also, if let's say any student, you really have some laptop problem, you don't have enough space or memory to run the server, this and that, you better tell me earlier. I have to check with the faculty whether can borrow any laptop, whether you can apply to borrow any laptop from the faculty or not. Okay, so any we can also click, that one is also can, you can also click from the admin button to launch it. I mean, just test it lah. Make sure that you test it properly, okay, to make sure that everything can be done. If let's say you want to do, after you do it, if you want to do any configurations, you can open here. So there are different things that you can try and check. So open it, make sure that everything is working correctly. Okay, so you can also click from here if you want to see any log files. If there is any issues, then you can check your log files. Any configurations file later you can open here. This is to configure MySQL. Sometimes you want to enable or disable something, you can open from here. Okay, the config file, there are different config files that we can use for the web server. So it depends on which one you want to access. Okay, so this is for to change the configuration for PHP. This is under the php.ini. So for web server, it will be different. Okay, so at least you can go through and you can come to the folder. If you have installed successfully, the next thing, you can also open your C drive, check whether this folder, for Windows user, you can check whether XAMPP has been created for you or not. If this folder is created, that means you also install it successfully. Then you open it. If you want to test any files, you can open the Htdocs. So for example, if you look at my guidelines, right? If you scroll down to the guidelines, already give you the how to access the document root. So the document root will store or save all the main web documents for a domain. So for example, for localhost, right, under XAMPP, all your source code for these web applications, you put under the document, this root document root Htdocs. Okay, so these are some of the last time some of the folders that I had codes for the previous classes. So you will see something like that. That's why you can see this under these guidelines. I also ask you to you can have the test file. If you want to test it, you can actually copy and paste just to test whether it is working or not. So for example, you can create a new file in your text editor, then save it under the C drive, then the document roots to test. Okay, you can save it as any name that you like, test, for example, test.html, save it. Okay, so if it is working successfully in your localhost, right, you type the file name, then you will see you can done a quick test to confirm everything is working successfully or not. So this is, you can refer to the guidelines to do the testing. Okay, so after install, don't just leave it there, you have to test it. So when you are not using your the web server and database server, right, stop it, because this will take up your processing power of your laptop. So because some of the students are new, that maybe your laptop you already used it many years, you don't have so much memory, or the processing power is not as good as a new laptop already. So make sure you stop it. If not, it will keep on running at the back end. It will also affect your laptop or computer performance. So normally when I'm not using it, I will stop it. Okay, you can also quit the panels. Okay. So once you stop it, if now after I stop it, right, I refresh, the site can't be reached already. Okay, because I already turned off the server, the Apache. Okay, so this is just to shows you after you install, don't just leave it there. You have to test the installation working or not. So for those students, if you already have this with you, then you can you don't need to spend time on this. You can for MySQL, right? If let's say you don't want to use PHP-MyAdmin, you want a separate database, separate database management system. One of the example is you can use MySQL Workbench. Of course, there are a lot of database management system that you can use. This is the one provided by MySQL. There are also some other database management system that you can use for free. So if you know any things that you want to explore, you are interested, then you feel free for you to use it. So for this course, normally I just show you how to create database, connect to the database. I just show the example using PHP-MyAdmins. Okay, so this is for the installations. At least you get everything running, installed properly. Although we don't need to use the Zen yet, but I hope you can at least try to install first. If got any problem, at least you can let me know. If you really got problem with your laptop, I can check with the faculty whether can help you with the laptop to borrow you for this semester or not. Okay, maybe they can have. Last time I heard sometimes they can. Maybe if you are in KL. Then I have to check whether you can come to the lab to use the. If you really we can't get any laptop and you need to do the assignment and you are in Klang Valley, then I have to check with the PUDD whether I can request for a lab that you all can come. You can come to the lab to do the work or not. But this is not confirmed. But if you really have problem, let me know by now. So that's the reason why I want you all to install first. If you really got any problem, at least you let me know. Then I try to figure out how to help you all to set up the environment in the lab. Is it possible for you to come to the lab, or is it possible for the faculty to lend you the laptop or not? Okay, you can let me know after installation if you've got any problem. The second part of this lab. I already sent emails to all the students. Have you received the email in your Syswa mail? Your email should be something like this. Email sent from Instructure Canvas from these notifications at Instructure. So after you receive this email, you click Get Started, complete your account creations. Then they will prompt you to create the account. So far, so you all received. Have you created the account successfully? Anyone from these sessions that didn't receive the email from the system yet? Any one of you? If you didn't receive, right, tell me now and give me your email address. I will double check. Because I
haven't received one yet.
You didn't? Can you type your email here? Let me open the platform and check. What is your email? Because I got. Have you registered? I got the emails from the participants list. So if you have problem in Spectrum or you haven't enrolled successfully or correctly in Maya system, then I will not be able to get your email address from Spectrum. So what is your email address? Can you, Zayat, can you give me your email address here? Let me double check.
Yeah, I'm typing it.
Okay, you're typing it. I want to open the platform because that day I have adding. Let me double check. So who else didn't receive it? There are 21 students didn't receive my invitation yet. Amil, Zakwan, Akida, Zach. Who is this student? Izwan 98. Nor Iliani. So these are the students haven't received. I haven't accepted my invitation yet. There are 21 students didn't accept the invitation yet. Okay, let me. I can try to add you now. Okay, can you check whether you have received it or not?
Yeah, sure.
So for those who haven't accept the invitations, accept it as soon as possible so that you can at least, okay. So this is the one that I just added. You should be able to, you should receive your, if you didn't receive now, later you will receive it. Okay, so after you receive the email, it should be something like this. Then when you click get started, they will, it will prompt you to create an account, username and login. Then you can come to this page. So for student, you click student login. Enter your email, password and log in to the system. Because I'm an educator, so I will use another part to log in. So when you log in, right, it will show you to the home page. So the home page will straight away shows you the dashboard with all the courses that you have enrolled, been enrolled to. So this is the one that you will see. AWS. When you click it, this is the home page. That you will see this is the home page. After when you click to go into the course, you will be able to see this is the code ID for your batch 2947, the one that I created for you all for AWS Academic Cloud Foundations. So this is the home page for you to access any teaching material. So as I mentioned in the lab, if you want to access the teaching and learning materials, click modules. Click modules, then you will be able to access to all the videos, student guide and knowledge check, and also the lab. So they are all together 10 modules which will give you introductions on AWS Cloud. So you can see there are also sandbox environment and some information related to certification resources. So if once you complete all the items, right, you can click claim. This will be enabled, and you can click claim your badge to claim the badge of completions. So just to quickly show you, so once you come to the modules, right, so this is the introductions to show you. If you click student guide, you can see that normally in the teaching materials, right, there will be video provided, and this recorded video will give you explanations related to this module. So for example, for module 1, there are 4 sections. So there will be introductions to introduce this module to you and wrap up. So under this module, there are 4 sections, give you the introduction to cloud computing, what is cloud computing, and what are the advantages, and introduction to AWS, what kind of services, cloud services AWS provide to you, and how you can move to the AWS cloud by using some of the service. There are some guidelines provided by AWS to help you with the how to move from the premises to AWS cloud. So these are 10 modules that give you different things, teach you different things on cloud computing. So the second one will tell you how they charge it, the billing aspect. The third one will give you how they set up the cloud infrastructure. Because they have all the data centers, they have different regions. So you need to understand all their terminology. When they say infrastructure, they set up the infrastructure for this cloud environment, right? They have divided, there are a lot of data centers in different regions. So you can understand how you can choose, because different regions, all this also will affect the availability, reliability, this and that. So you have to understand how they set up the infrastructure. So after that, they will start to show you what are the services for to secure your data or secure your access to your private cloud. What we mean, everyone will have their own, every users will have their own private cloud, and how you can create account, this and that. So the first lab will start, not all the modules will have lab. The first lab will start from module 4. But every module will have a knowledge check, which is like a quiz. Okay, so you can see all the modules like this will teach you cloud security. Then we'll go into networking, how the networking services supported by AWS, how you can set up the VPC, virtual private cloud, how you configure the network, and there are some other services that they provide for DNS, for the to support your web, for the web hosting, this and that. So this is the second lab. So all this will be related to your web programming class on the deployment side. If let's say in future you want to do cloud deployment, from this course you can start learning how to set up your VPC. All this starting from basics. All the labs will give you some practical experience on how you can actually learn how to do it. So for this course, right? And remember when I give you the course introductions, I told you that to replace the final exam, you will have 30% practical lab test. Besides that, there will be a 20% individual assignment. So this 20% individual assignment, right, is you have to, the individual assignment actually is this course. So for this course, in order for you to score 20%, if you want to score full marks, you have to complete all the knowledge check. For knowledge check, you have to score at least 80%. Huh? If you didn't score at least 80%, it won't show you as a complete. So once you have complete something, it will show you as a tick. That will show you how it looks like. For after you study this module, so if you prefer to watch video, you can go through all the videos with the explanation. If you prefer to straight away go to look at the slides, you click student guide. Student guide is will compile all the lecture notes that presented in each of the video. If you click student guide, it is a PDF file that you can view for all the lecture notes, for all the sections of the so whatever present in the video, right? The slides they use in the video, you can see the complete slides here. So it depends on your own preference, because some students maybe you prefer to watch video, but some students maybe prefer to read slides. If you prefer to read slides and you think it's faster, you can use click the student guide to go through the informations and the details about these modules. So this is under the student guide. So once you complete everything, if you go to knowledge check, right, it will appear like this. When you click knowledge check, it will show you something like this. There's the maximum points is 100. There are about 9 or 10 questions for each test, and you can repeat as many times as you like. Okay, you can repeat the test. So when you want to are ready to do the test, but for you to consider you have complete the knowledge check, right, you must score at least 80% or higher. If not, it won't be considered complete. You have to repeat it again if you fail. So you click the start button. So after you go through the teaching materials for first module, then you can check your knowledge by trying this quiz. So for example, you just you click if it is correct. It will show that it is correct. If let's say you have, okay, if it is correct, it will prompt you straight away. So for example, if let's say this is incorrect, it will give you some explanations why it is incorrect. Okay, so you try to do every questions. So I just quickly click this and that so that you can see at the end how it looks like. So for all the things that you have done, so at the end, they will do a calculations of the marks for you. So for example, if you score less than 80%, sorry, you must score 80% or above. So you have to retry the knowledge check. But of course, you don't need to redo immediately. If let's say you are not free, you want to do it another time also can. So go back to here. By week 15, you should finish. If you want to score 20%, you have to finish all the. You have to complete all the knowledge check and also the lab exercises. Okay, so complete all these things. So for lab, the labs basically will create a sandbox, which is an environment that they create exactly same like how if in the real AWS environment. So let's say if you want to do any lab sessions, so normally they will ask you to agree first. Okay, this is student. Oh, okay. So for example, so you will get to there will be the guidelines. Hold on, this one I think I have to show you in another page because this is okay. I show you in another modules that I've completed. Show you how it looks like in the environment. Because this one, since I'm educator, so you will see something different. Okay, so let's say if you have, okay, so once you have complete, right, it will show you a tick here. Like for example, I score 80 and above, it will show me tick. So if you have completed all the knowledge check and the labs, then you can claim your badge. You can click here, come here to click and claim your badge. So once you click and claim your badge, after that you will receive an email from AWS Academy platform. You will receive an email, and they will ask you to go to the Creditly Acclaim to download your badge and to link your badge to other platform. You also need to create an account under here. Later I'll show you this badge later. So for the modules, right? Normally for each of the lab, right, it is all are guided lab. That means that they give you step-by-step instruction. So before you start the lab, what this lab will cover, what will teach you what, and how long the labs will take. So you can at least you will know how much time you will spend. But of course, sometimes students can do it faster, maybe less than 40 minutes, you already can complete it. But if you are new to AWS, of course, you may take some time to explore where is this button, where is that button, although there are instructions here. So for you to use for them to set up the sandbox for you, you have to click you can follow the instruction here. This is to they will give you instruction what button you click in order to set up the sandbox. So for example, before you start the lab, right, normally what I will do is I will go through all the tasks and instruction first before I start doing it. You try to go through one round, at least you have some ideas, although you have never used AWS before, but at least you try to go through and have a feeling like, oh, what are the instructions, what you need to do before you click the start lab. So once you once you finish reading it, then you can click start lab for them to create the sandbox environment for you. Okay, so you wait until later they will have a pop-up, okay, something like this. So the lab status is in creation. So once you see this, you can close this pop-up, and you can click AWS. It will create the sandbox environment for you. I click the out first because just now when I do the demo, I already okay. I come back here again. Okay, it will create the sandbox environment. This is exactly the same like how you will see in the real account. So when you come to a real AWS account, it also will show you something like this. But for you to look at, these are all the services that you can use. But at the moment, since you never use any if you have never used AWS before, I would advise that you better follow the instructions. Like for example, if you want to use EC2, you click the services, then it will show you to the dashboard to that you can do the configurations. Okay, how to launch instances, this and that. Of course, now because you don't have any experience, you better follow the instructions. Like for example, now they ask you, this is what we call Aws Management Console, the graphical user interface, the website that they provide the GUI for you to do all the configurations. So now in the lab instructions, they ask you to use the service IM, right? So you come to services, then you go to you search the security under security, or you can just type searching here. Okay, then you click to go to this to use this service. Okay, so you can also come here to search for the IM. Okay, so this is under security. So you can come here, click. You can also go to the one that they requested. So you go to service menu. So this is what they mean by service menu. So these are the services, but not all the services will cover in this foundation course. So there are a lot of services. There are some courses that they will have some lab for you to test. Okay, so there are 6 labs that will give you some instructions, and normally if let's say this lab requires some of the things, right, they already created for you. For example, they told you that there are 3 IM users already created for you. So when they set up the sandbox, if you click the users, right, you can see that they already created some users for you. Okay, so this is they set up something what we call sandbox environment for students to use it. So you follow the step-by-step instructions. Okay, so this is all the instruction. If you follow step by step, then you will be able to know how to create a security group, this and that. So this after reading theory, this is the practical part to teach you how to do the practical setup. This one, I will advise you start from this lab, because you must know how to create root account, and these are also some of the things that security is the most important aspect when it comes to the cloud environment. For anything deployed online, make sure that you know how they create the accounts, this and that. So you start from the first lab, then follow step by step how to use it. So once you have finished the lab, right, if you scroll down for they will also shows you how you should end the lab. Then once you finish it, you follow all the instructions. When you don't want to when you finish everything, right, click end lab. They will delete your sandbox environment for you. The setup, everything, they will delete it. All the resources that they created for you, they will delete it. Okay, so once you see this, you close it. Then you exit already. Okay, so this one they also will be deleted soon, so you won't have access to it anymore later. Okay, you can also close the browser after you do the lab. Okay, so this is to shows you how you should do your assessment and labs. Just give you some quick guide how it should work in the AWS Academy platform. So if let's say you have completed everything, right, when you click claim your badge, right, there is an external. This is the websites that work together with AWS Academy Foundations. So once you click claim the badge, you will receive email. Then they also will ask you to create an account here. You need to create an account here in order to see your badge, to claim to get your badge. So once you log in, right, these are all the badges that I have. For yours one, you will get this AWS Academy Graduate AWS. Okay, these are the details for you to, and you can share it, connect it to your LinkedIn if you want. Let's see. I think I already have my LinkedIn. Because my LinkedIn I already linked to it, so I just shows you here. Of course, you can also share your completions on Twitter, on Facebook. Click the link; they will show you how to do it. If you want to inform someone about this, you can also send email, and you can also share a link. If let's say you have your personal website, you want to share your link, also can, or you want to embed it, also can. If you want to download the image and then put it in your own website, also you can download the image after you complete it. For PDF versions of your certificate, you click the last button, click download PDF, then you can get the file. Okay, so this is something that you will receive. Okay, something like this shows that you have completed this. So this is just to show you in the PDF version. So in future, if let's say you have completed it, you want to put it in your CV, at least you have something to show. Like for my profile, if you scroll down, so I also link to this. So okay, so these are the badges that I have for my certifications. Okay, so they will allow you to claim it on, as well, so you can actually share in your LinkedIn, this and that. Okay, so this is just to show you some ideas on how everything works. What else I need to show you? Okay. Oh yeah, another thing for your badge, right? Besides getting the badge from the AWS Academic Portal, you can also because this is also a collaboration with MDAC. So if you have completed everything, I will send your name to MDAC, and you will receive an email from MDAC later. MDAC also have there is a system. MDAC, they will send you digital certificate as well. Okay, so you can also same thing lah. You also can link, copy and paste in your website, in your LinkedIn. You can link to your LinkedIn profile. Another thing also, you can get the PDF certificate of participation. Attendance. This is from MDAC. So you will receive, if you complete this course this semester, you will receive two. One is the one that I show you, the badge, and from AWS. Another one is this certificate of attendance from MDAC and AWS. For successfully completing this, so you will receive two certificates for your badge for only for this semester, because next year I don't think the MDAC will continue this. So this is for the knowledge transfer purpose. They asked me to. Okay, so at least this is something that not only getting 20 marks for this course, you also get a badge to prove that you have completed the foundation. If you are interested to sit for certification exam, I can share with you all, but you will have to pay for your own fees. But I can issue 50% discount voucher for you to sit for the certification exam. You can get 50% discount if you are really interested. But it is not compulsory, only if you are really interested. Okay, if you are not interested, don't force yourself, because to study. Okay, so this is so for those, if you have not yet accept my invitations, make sure that you accept your invitation. Let me double check. So there's another student also didn't receive it yet. I will send this to you also. I will add you, invite you to the. Any other students have not received the invitation? Anyone else not yet received? Is there any other students didn't receive the invitations? So for what, I already invited you, so you can check your email now. So who else didn't receive it If you haven't received it, you have to send me an email. After this class, you can still send me an email. So for this week, right, if you have time, you can try to explore. You can start reading do the installations for the tools that we needed for this course. And at the same time, you can try to explore the AWS Academic Foundation, at least start reading some lecture, their materials on the cloud computing. For after you finish all the labs, right, I mean, if you are truly interested, you really like, okay, if you, let's say you have something additional for any things that you want to know more how to do the configuration, this and that, you can always check their documentations. So if let's say you finish the 6 labs, you're really interested to learn more, one way is if you can scroll down to, you can scroll down and you can go to, there is a sandbox environment. If you click here, right, we will allow you to do the setup, the lab environment for you as well. I need to go to another course to show you. Okay, so if let's say after you finish all the labs, you're interested to explore more, you can click the sandbox environment. It also will help to create some lab environment for you to play around with. So they give you some instructions, and they also will tell you that you will be restricted to use certain services and usage for free for you to try. They will create the sandbox environment, then you can explore it and play with it. So these are some of the services that you can try and test. So if let's say you are interested on certain thing, right, you can come here, documentations, to click, and there are a lot of guidelines. Even for EC2, if you click EC2, there are also a lot of guidelines here. User guide, this and that. So if let's say you prefer to do some practical tutorials or some sample projects, then you click tutorials and project under documentation. There are some step-by-step guidelines teach you how to run serverless. For example, if let's say after you play with the 6 labs, you want to learn more, then you can come to documentation to explore more. So this is whatever that you learn here is sandbox environment. So in future, I plan to give you some credits under AWS Educate. There is another platform that actually you can use your education account to do something using the AWS services as well. Then I will give you some free credits to use to pay for their services, but don't exceed the credits. If you exceed the credits, then no longer you can't use it anymore, the services. But for you to try, but that one I will introduce to you another time, because there are too much things that if I explain to you too many things now. After you have played around with this sandbox, with the AWS Educate, if you already want to explore your own one, you can create your own free tier account under AWS. Okay, so this is just a quick introduction to you. Of course, you leave it to yourself whether you truly interested or not on this and that. Okay, feel free to explore, because I think now cloud computing is a new trend. It will be good if you know how to do the cloud deployment, how to use the cloud services. Once you're familiar with AWS, next time if you go to the Microsoft Azure or any other platforms, their concepts, I believe their concepts are similar, very fast for you to pick up, as long as you understand how to choose the compute resources, how to choose database, this and that, then the concept will be similar to other platforms as well, other service providers as well. Okay, so it's already 4 o'clock, so I will end the class now. For next week, we'll start the HTML, so try to get your text editor installed, and also test whether you can set up your XAMPP or not. Any other issues that you face in installation or your AWS account, you let me know next week. Okay, that's all for today. Bye. If you have any questions, you just send me an email because it's already 4 o'clock. Bye, take care.
Thank you, Doctor.
Take care, thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.